Welcome everyone to another episode of Musicians Anonymous, the podcast. Today I'm here with SIBUNA and we're doing an online session because SIBUNA is in Switzerland. She's a Swiss songwriter, Swiss artist, singer, and how are you doing today?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm doing good. How are you?
Awesome, actually. Really good. I've been looking forward to this for ages.
Same. Oh my god.
Right, let's talk about some of your projects that you're doing right now. You're Waterfall releasing an EP, right?
Mm-hmm.
What can we say about that?
I am. I have been. The last year, I released 2 songs last year, Makeup, Breakup, and Learn to Fly. Those are both going to be on the EP. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to release 3 or 4 more this year, also including the EP then with the last song.
As a whole, yes. Yes. Why did you choose Waterfall releasing strategy? Is it a specific reason?
I think when the label and me decided on how to release, it was very popular. And it is good, because it gives the EP a lot more visibility.
Yeah, and like time to breathe for each individual track as well, right?
Yes, yeah. And to be fair, like if you now would probably do a survey on, hey, listen to this album. How many tracks did you actually listen to?
Yeah.
Did you listen to full from one to last? Did you listen to just the one that has the most streams? So yeah, releasing it one by one gives every little of my babies a little place where they can breathe and hang out and
yeah, that's actually a good. It's a good way of doing it. And you can also just do promo for each individual one, content, social media, all that stuff, and the artist can then choose. The listeners can choose which one they like the most and stuff.
Exactly.
Your latest single, right now released, also part of that IP already, "Learn to Fly." It seems like a very personal song, and I know you wrote it with Lisa Aribasi. Can you tell us a story about that song?
So Learn to Fly is a song that we wrote in a songwriting camp. It was with Lisa Oribasi and Dr. Mo. Mm-hmm. In Switzerland, it's a big name. Mm-hmm. That's why I mention it, because it is also, to me, it was a really big deal. When I got partnered up with those two, I was like, whoa, they know so much and have done so much, and I'm just... So we wrote that song within one day. It was just one session.
That's very fast.
Very, very. But first a song. The song, Learn to Fly, tells basically the story of how I felt like I'm not a good enough daughter, leader, friend, seeker, and we wrote it firstly with me saying, hey, I want to make a mostly mainstream radio pop happy song. Because I never do that. I always have a very more sad, depressed, but still upbeat kind of way.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to use the opportunity to do something different. So we tried to do that. We, started with the instrumental, like a little bit of music to find some lyrics. And it was then... Oh my God, how do I... English? We basically... Lisa asked me, like, okay, what do you want to write on? Or
what's the theme in general, I guess, like the idea of it. Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, I always write about sad stuff. And then I ADHD'd into telling her how I got my name, SIBUNA. Basically, I got SIBUNA when I was... That sounds like I got a child. The name.
You named yourself SIBUNA. Yes.
Yeah. When I was like 9 or 10, my mom gave me a Minecraft account. And I then had to find a name, and SIBUNA backwards means Anubis, and there's this show called Das Haus Anubis, or The House Anubis, and I love that. I was so obsessed. So yeah, I chose SIBUNA.
I didn't even know it was a German show at first. I mean, I used to watch it when I was a kid. I did not know it was German.
It's actually Dutch. The origin is Dutch. And then it came to Germany. Mm-hmm. And then they also made an English version.
Yeah, I saw the English version, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And it's really cool because my name, not a lot of people get it. Mm-hmm. And a few do, and like then are like, oh, Anubis, the god. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, close, but no.
Yeah.
But when people are like, oh, the show, I'm like,
hell yeah. You got it right.
You're an icon.
Like, you're probably gonna be, my fan.
Yeah. Right. And then I told her that, right? Like, I just ADHD'd out of that one. And we made lyrics out of it. We made the first verse about, me finding my name, kind of throwing my old name into the flame, and taking this SIBUNA name. And since then, almost everyone calls me SIBUNA.
Yeah. It's become like a personality thing for you.
Definitely. Yeah.
No, that's 100%. Honestly, and also, you can sort of like you've got this image already for yourself as an artist. You know, so you know what direction you're going. You know, sort of what you're looking at and stuff. And also, you said when you were they just like wrote the lyrics, worked out the harmony, worked out the chords. How do you usually like approach writing songs? Do you like start with the chords, start with the lyrics? What's like the primary inspiration for the rest of the song? How does it start?
So specifically for this song, Learn to Fly, we first did the instrumental, or at least a bit of it, and then started with, I think it was the verses and pre-choruses, because it took us a long time to find a melody and to find a melody for the chorus. It was really hard. We had to all three of us had to go into different rooms for 50 minutes, and we all made 5 different ideas for the chorus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then we came back, listened to all of them, and then found one. It was crazy.
That's a very nice, interesting way of collaborating on a song. Like, just everybody do their own part, then pick out the best thing.
Yeah, it was really fun because you just saw, with Dr. Mo being the producer and not a crazy vocalist, but still he had good ideas. And it's just so... It was really, really nice to just ping pong off of each other.
And you get inspired by each other's ideas as well. Like when somebody says something, comes up with an idea, you can then grow off that, extend it to another point.
Put them together.
Yeah.
But for usually how I write my songs, it always comes with a huge amount of emotion or something that just happened to me or that I experienced. And then I usually either just sing into my voice recordings. I hum. A lot of times when I'm at home, I pick up the guitar. Rarely, but a lot more often, I first pick up the guitar to find chords and then sing onto it. And also a lot of times I use YouTube instrumental beats and just sing over them.
And you just find a melody and words and then you make your own music to that.
Yeah, and it's always freestyle. It's always somehow in my brain, I just have this bucket of words and my brain just picks them out and somehow it makes good lyrics. I don't know. Or at least lyrics that you can work with, right?
Oh, 100%, yeah. And there's always fine tuning to a point, right? But it's part of more people if you think about it as well, it's yourself. You work on it more, and also the producers. I mean, you work with Spread Lovey a lot on a lot of songs. We've collaborated, me and you, on a song that has not been released yet, actually. So that's also a little teaser there, right there. But yes, it's all about the collaboration with this. It's different when you're in person. It's different when you're doing it online. But it always somehow works. But yeah, like for the EP, as you said, also you wanted to do something like a bit more mainstream poppy with Learn to Fly. How does that fit into the EP journey? Like if somebody listens to the EP start to finish when it's out, what are they gonna?
You know, it's funny that what you just said, because I thought the song was gonna be a mainstream poppy song, but I feel like "Learn to Fly" is not a generic.
It's not generic.
Pop song.
Absolutely not generic. It's definitely a bit more poppy than some of your other stuff, but it's not. I would say it's more like it's still songwritery to an extent, with like pop influence.
Yeah.
As that, but yeah, coming to a song thinking I want to make a pop song, and then this coming out, it's. You always finds a way. It's never going to be exactly like that.
I think it just shows that, like, even with my music, it just doesn't work for me to put me into just that box.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Because even with Make Up Break Up, for example, it's not just a rock pop song. There's different elements and different, like, almost phases in that song, right? So yeah, for this whole EP, I think the whole theme sounds a bit crazy, but like, if you would listen from start to finish, I don't have the order of the songs 100% like done now, but I think what you kind of will feel like is going through a depressive episode and then coming out of it in a positive way.
So it's the opposite emotions that you've experienced, both of them.
Exactly. I mean, my music has always been a portray of how I feel and what I've been through, and I don't want to, nothing against those people 100%, but I don't want to make a party song where I drink beer and whatever,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm here to make music to show what I've been through and to show people, or maybe even show them that, hey, that's how my depressive episode looks like too. Oh my God, someone else feels like this.
And then they can feel like, say, oh, I feel exactly like this.
No. And also, I think it's also not just for the listener, listener, but not just for a fan, but also a musician. Because for me, if I see someone write a song about that topic and write those lyrics and sing those lyrics, those words, where you'd be like, oh my God, I could never sing that. Like, that's so embarrassing, scary, whatever, And I think that's also part where I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. I'm just going to say that I feel like I wish I was a better daughter,
Yeah, 100%. And you put it right out there. It's very raw, very... so people can feel the emotion as it is, as you felt it originally. Also, does that, I guess that portrays into your live shows as well. The way you express your emotions, the way you keep it like very, keep your live shows very raw, very personal. Maybe what's been your like most memorable live performance so far that you've done?
Let's first come to the emotion part of the show, because that is a very big part. Funny thing that happened at a show where a light engineer was like, so what colors do you want, right? Or is there a color that you don't want? And I'm like, of course, no like strobo crazy disco effects. Definitely. And I just told him, I was like, do the color that it makes you feel. that you feel like? What makes that when you hear it? What obviously maybe it's not the best thing because maybe it's easier to just have like song 1 purple, song 2 that. But to me, I didn't have that prepared. I just that's not how I work. And sometimes I sing songs differently where I have a different emotion that portrays it, Yeah, so that's on the emotion thing. My most memorable show, there's 2 obvious ones, but there's also one funny one that I did. It was back in 2021 or 2. It was at this small festival in Appenzell in Switzerland. And it was basically in the mountains, very pretty. And then they had this barn, I think that's a word.
Yeah.
And basically they did blind sessions. So while you were on the festival, you could sign up to a blind session where you wouldn't know who the artist was.
Oh, that's cool.
Plus, you're blindfolded the whole time. You can't take
so you
off.
just listen.
Yes.
That's actually a really nice idea. Really nice concept.
And it was so cool because you had the barn and then there's like almost like, I want to say attic in the barn where I was sitting. I was sitting on top of that. And then the people would then come in and all be blindfolded and just sit like, on benches. But it was so cute and intimate. And then they sang thank you.
They sang thank you with you because they
But
recognized
all
it.
blindfolded.
Oh,
And it
that's
was
so cool.
It's on my socials. There's a video on it somewhere. It was such a funny and cool experience.
It must have been really cool though, like those people, even though they didn't see you, even though they weren't like connecting visually, which for obviously if everyone is a very big part of connecting with anybody, just singing your lyrics and enjoying the music. That must have been so cool.
That, and I've never seen anything like it before.
No, I haven't heard of a concept like that. It's a very nice one.
Yeah, it's so cool. And it was very spontaneous. Like I had a set for the main stage for 30 minutes, but then they were also like, "Hey, we also have that one. Do you also spontaneously want to do that one?" I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
No idea what it is.
Yeah, no idea what it is. Let's go for it. That's how you can get great experience and memories. Just doing, stuff that you haven't planned beforehand. Also, yeah, you said 2 specific shows were obvious. What were those?
So, I actually was the pre-act for Nemo. Nemo won the Eurovision Song Contest 2024 for Switzerland. With the code. And a little backstory because it's important. So many people know Nemo, and that is not meant negatively, but just for me it's crazy, because of their win. And I've known them since 2015.
Oh, yeah, so more of a long-term fan, not just like somebody who discovered them through the media, like Eurovision, which is a big contest.
Yeah, I mean they started off very, very little, and
well, they started off doing rap as well. It was nothing like what they do today.
Swiss German rap,
which is very specific demographic.
And I mean they were like one of the biggest artists that time in Switzerland. Like they got so many awards and everything. Like they were on top, and then they started finding English music, and they, I think 2020 or 2021, they started releasing English music, and obviously then in Switzerland people were like
yeah.
And to just now see them have this big ass audience that they so deserve with their talent, their kind way and everything. Yeah, it was an honor to be the pre-act for them. The shows themselves were crazy because it was both sold out. It was in Switzerland, 2 shows, and they were both sold out And it's, you know how, like, or at least for me, I'm a lot more nervous when there's only like 10 people there.
Yeah.
Instead of a sold out crowd. So my nervousness wasn't there. I was like so chill. It was weird.
It's just so many people. It's such a you play 2 sold out shows for an artist that is pretty famous, like really pretty famous, and then you're just like there chilling. And also the vibe must have been totally different to small shows. Not only because of the amount of people, but because of the type of people that there were fans of a different artist as such. But also, obviously, they must have known you through like social media and all this and the information. Like when there's a pre-act, I personally always like listen up on the pre-act if I don't know that person. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. So then at the show, I can like sing and do stuff. And people did. People did.
Yeah, it's very interesting because, you know, I've played a lot of gigs where nobody's known me and also don't bother to look me up, which is understandable.
Yeah, totally.
So I have a lot of experience with different settings, also specifically to people talking while I am doing my set. And there was one show where I was so mad at people just not listening, right? And then it portrayed outside. And then after the gig, my mom was like, you looked so mad. You need to, you know. I was like, oh, shit, okay. But yeah, for those 2 Nemo shows, you know, I learned that even if, like, obviously there's going to be people that are going to talk. Because they're here for Nemo, of course. I'm here for Nemo. You know? So I felt like I was very well prepared for those shows. And yes, the fans. I mean, as another backstory, right before Nemo went to the Eurovision, I created the Discord for them with Celia. And, you know, back then, it had like, I don't know, 400 people, you know.
Yeah, like a little community, not huge, yeah.
Yeah. And now it has like almost 4,000 people in there. And it's weird to me, like how they start to be my fans too. Weird because I don't want to seem like I'm like, hey guys, listen to my music.
Trying to steal fans, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm not, because I never do that. They're all so nice and welcome and opening, and they want to know more, you know, and they just want to support other people.
I mean, 100%. I mean, I don't think anybody in the world listens to one artist and one artist only. And there's like, they should be open to discovering more artists. But the fact that they are like so kind, like even as like saw on your media and stuff, they brought you gifts. I mean, they knew your songs, they sang them with you. That's just so really cool.
Yes, you did your preparation, sir, because yes, sorry. That
Big
panda there,
huge panda.
They gifted that to me.
Yeah. And also a panda as a thing you've used as one of your sort of like, you know, not mascot things, but you know, it's been around you for a long time.
Yeah. No, it's so sweet, and I think that's really what gave me this drive for this year, because the shows were in December last year.
Yeah.
And it just showed me like this is the start of my fan base potentially growing, and it's beautiful. And I to this day, you know, I can't thank Nemo enough for giving me that platform and being so incredibly sweet and nice. Like
100%.
I can't wait for you to someday maybe hopefully meet them, because they're wow, you know.
It's a really kind gesture, honestly, from Nemo and their team as well as a whole, to put this thing together and be like, yes, we want her to be on the pre-act. So it's a privilege, I would say.
Yeah, and I think going back to those shows, you know, I think what also made them so special is because I saw behind the scenes, obviously.
Yes.
And I saw, you know, Nemo had a team of like, I don't even know, 15 people, 20, who all worked for Nemo and are all dependent on Nemo. And it was exciting, but also shocking in a way, like, this is what you want. This is what you're gonna get if you get there, you know, and
100%.
you are gonna have then 20 people or however many people depending on you. And it was like kind of like I don't know how you call it, like a realization shock. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because you as a solo independent artist at this point is not used to a bunch of people constantly being around you, dealing with your media contracts, shows, merch, blah, all that stuff, everything. There's so much stuff to deal with. And obviously it's not possible for artists to do all that themselves. But you don't realize until you get into that circle how many people there are at these things. It's not just like you go to a concert, it's the artist, that's it. No, so many people. And also the musicians, like when you have a band, you got to have musicians. The musicians have got to have people that take care of them as well.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
It's a lot. But yeah, I mean,
and this
also
is even still a smaller level, you know. I can't imagine how it's.
I imagine some of the biggest artists in the world, which have like massive hundreds of people around them. But like even then, for everybody, I feel like there's, however big you are as an artist specifically, there's going to be some sort of similarities between the way the artists think. Like, I don't know, they all have pre-show rituals. They all have a certain way of, you know, their own image of performing on stage. Also, talking of which, do you have any pre-show rituals, like specific ones? Because some people have weird ones.
Yeah, I have. Okay, I feel like everyone says that they're weird because in their own mind it's weird. Yeah, I do. You know, I want to know the random fact, the Nemo pre-ritual.
Yeah,
they have to yawn, otherwise it's
yawn.
not gonna be a good show.
That's okay. Imagine you stood there and you're like, I need to yawn.
Yeah, no, because it was so funny because right before the Eurovision final performance, they were like in the Discord, they were like, send me yawn gifs. Like, it was so funny. Yeah, my rituals, it depends on how nervous I am. But let's say I'm like incredibly nervous. I do meditation with the Headspace app. There's like 5 to 10 minute breathing. I play Uno.
Okay, Headspace, very respectable. Uno, interesting.
Yeah. Oh my god, what else do I do? Oh, I have this like ball that is, I don't know, I just kind of like fidget with it. And just,
yeah, so you get the physical feedback because it's very, yeah.
Yeah. If there's a wall, I like throw it at the wall.
Oh, is it like a bouncy ball, like a rubber ball of some sort?
Not really bouncy, but kind of.
Okay.
Ish.
It bounces off the wall. That's good enough.
Yeah. Yes. And if all that is still not working and I am about to go on, I bite into a lemon slice.
Bite into a slice of lemon.
Yes.
The only person I've ever heard say that they bite into lemon is Kings Elliot on her podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
She does that too?
But I think it was because they were discussing it in regards of mental health as such, and that like biting into a lemon when you're like going a bit, you know, over the top and your brain can't comprehend, and you feel like you're spiraling a little bit, just like resets the brain into a sort of like chill state.
Yeah, that's exactly what it does. It just resets me. It's really weird.
It must be difficult as an artist also mentally coping with certain things. Like specifically, before you mentioned, there were people talking. Then, there's a lot of people. It's stress. There's all this stuff. You want to perform well, obviously. That's that thing. I think a lot of people don't realize that artists have like this amount of stress and like mental baggage, almost you could say.
Definitely. And I mean, it can be like the smallest thing where you have like hiccups right before you go on stage. Yeah. And you're like, what the fuck do I do now? Like,
yeah, like how do I stop this? Please scare me, somebody.
Yeah, or when you're like singing and then you have like a little burp or something, right? And you're like, oh my God, I just... Not now, body.
Yeah, not everybody.
Yeah, no, I think the lemon and, you know, in mental health, I call them skills. There's also like, you can bite into like a chili or chew a mint, you know?
Something strong.
I think yeah, something just really strong, and it'll help you to get out of whatever your mind is circling around. Yeah.
That's definitely the thing to keep in mind. Is something like that. Obviously, there's also the other side of being extremely happy and extremely, like grateful in different situations. Like, I don't know, when your stuff has been played on the radio, is being played on the radio. And like,
yes.
the first time you heard your song on the radio must have been the opposite of that. Must have been like, wow, this is cool. How was that?
Oh my God, it was crazy. I think it was back in 2021. No. No. I'm not sure. The years 2019 to 2023 kind of just
merged into a thing.
Yeah, it's weird. Let's just say between 2019 and 20... No, I think 2021 must have been. Lost got played on the radio, on Radio Top. And it was this regional Swiss radio. And the radio host, Yasmin, she is the sweetest person ever, I swear to God. I think she was like one of the first, I guess, business contacts I've made, right? And she not only wanted to play my song, but also like did a little interview with a few questions.
Oh, that's amazing. So you got the package. You all got the whole package. You got the play, you got the interview.
Yeah, and like my 17-year-old ass was like, oh my God, what the hell is happening?
What's going on?
I'm just here doing stuff, and now I'm going to be played on the radio.
Yeah.
Because I'm always like, whenever I'm like in a supermarket or something and a song plays, it's so quiet, but I know it, and I'll sing it, you know?
You're a big fan of music.
Yes, 100%. So yeah, radio, it never gets tired. You know, it's...
So it's a great way to get new fans. I mean, I don't think people realize maybe today, some do, definitely. Obviously, Spotify, streaming services, Apple Music, all that stuff is the most sort of popular way of listening to music. But the way of discovering music is very often still the radio. So once you get on the radio as an artist...
And I do think radio is more industry now and businessy than fan places, I guess. Like, because Spotify really is like a fan place, you know?
Yeah.
Where I think radios is more like, if you're being played on a radio, that manager or that booker or that, you know.
Yeah, they've done a good
because you're
job.
in the system. But yeah, it has, honestly, I can't say that I've seen a huge spike in, you know, fans or streams, whatever, because of the radio. It definitely has brought me a lot of more visibility, though, 100%.
100%. Yeah, that's basically what you're chasing for as an artist.
Yeah, because the song, both Make Up, Break Up and Learn to Fly last year, both got into radios, multiple ones. Both got into, I would say, the biggest Swiss radio station.
Congrats on that.
Which is mental.
Yeah, that's really great.
Every time it got played, I made a screenshot and I saved it.
Every single time.
And to this day, I still do it because it is just, because I come from such a negative mental headspace. To me, it's, I can't understand how I would be allowed to have such positivity or such happiness, you know, or such a, whatever you call it.
Yeah, all that positive stuff coming towards you, and you're like, why?
Yeah. So every time it happens, for me, it's kind of like you getting your first bike and getting to ride on it. And you're
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like
crazy.
this is
So cool.
something.
Yeah.
No, that's actually relatable to a point, 100%.
Yeah.
Maybe what's one piece of advice you'd give like to upcoming artists that are trying to do stuff, trying to get plays, trying to be visible? I mean, it's such a hard thing to answer, I know, because there's so many ways of doing it. There's all the social media that people do. There's all the advertisements and all that stuff. But I don't know if there's like just communication wise in general.
What has helped me the most, I think, is connecting. And that, social media is how you connect, if you want it or not. Instagram is where you, I get gig, not submissions. Proposals in Instagram DMs. It's not, obviously the big company, because they have to do it over email, but a lot of them just go on Instagram and hey, a lot of producers do. So really connecting on Instagram. And what I do, or what I've done the last 5, 7, 8 years is literally just like the stuff. Comment on it, actually listen to it, understand the artists, the ones you want to collab with, the ones you just find interesting. If you support them, they'll support you.
Yeah. We're all human at the end of the day.
For example, Nemo. I've just loved their stuff for so long. At some point, they decided to check out my profile, and they decided to DM me and be like, hey, do you want to make something? Right? It's not because I've been pressuring them every day to be like, can we make a song? Can we,
Yeah.
It's like a friendship. You need to build it first.
Yeah, it is. That's also the thing. People see artists and musicians in general, or people that are interested in the music industry, find these people as up here, and then the normal people are here, and it's a different world. It's not. It's the same world. I found out a few years ago, we all live on exactly the same planet. It's the same world, right?
You found that out a few years ago.
In the sense of the word, for the artist isn't on a different planet. The artist isn't in a different universe. It's still, we're all here together. We're all humans, and we all connect, and we've all got the we can all make friendships. And if that works, and we feel like we want to support each other, vice versa, both ways, artist to fan or fan to artist, you can make something great, which I love that about the music industry, honestly.
I think, that's a big part that we also talked about a few days ago off screen. Walking up to someone, a big artist, and just saying, yo, dude,
hi.
What's up?
Yeah, just hi.
Not
being like, oh my God, it's you. Oh, no, just hi.
Yeah. Because I think that's, if you are someone who actually wants to make music with someone and not just be around that person for
the fame,
because they're famous, if you actually want to do something with them, if you want to do art for them, do a cover art, do a music video, whatever, connect, get on the same ground level, and I think you'll have a lot better chances. Obviously you need to have good stuff and whatever skills,
yes.
But
if you have the skills and you believe that you have the skills, you got to sell yourself, and you got to be on a human level. Yeah. And honestly, you've been doing that well, and you're getting to a point where you can now actually build a fan base and a career out of that, which is honestly, I guess, what you're aiming for as a musician.
That's what I realized. I think at the end of last year, that I looked kind of through my followers on Instagram, and I was like, so many industry people follow me. So many artists follow me. And I was like, so I've used the last 7, 8, whatever years to build a foundation of connections, knowledge, and now is the time where I can use those resources and build my community, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, one of the great tips is don't think fame comes to you. It's not the year of YouTube Justin Bieber and Shawn Mendes anymore. It just isn't.
It's not.
TikTok isn't either.
It's even the TikTok is like people on TikTok have managers. People on TikTok have media personnel around them to tell them what to post, when to post, how to post, to make stuff so it works with the algorithm so that it does something for them.
Plus, that is not in general a bad thing.
No, and it's a good thing, but you can't do it on your own. Just like fame, boom. No, that's not how it happens.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
If you talk about like fame and different levels of it, let's say, okay, let's make it into a question. What if you could collaborate with anybody, any level, any age, dead or alive, who would it be?
God. No, not God.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's so hard because I just love so much music. Like, if you would ask me what are my favorite musicians, like I have like from NF to 21 Pilots to Katy Perry to Kings Elliot, obviously Nemo, you know, to the Beatles, to some crazy underground metal rock band, you know. It's I think I'd love
Drum roll.
I don't know. It's drum roll.
I mean, you just like named a bunch of people who are all like amazing artists and musicians. So like, I guess that's your sort of like ballpark of a pick.
I mean, I'd love to be the vocal singing person on an NF rap track. I'd love to make a sad ass song with Kings Elliot. I love to just make a drum and beat crazy whatever orchestra song with Nemo, like, and I think, you know, there's so many possibilities and possibilities that are actually like you can do that. Like, I think
very attainable.
I can do that.
Yes,
if
you can.
Obviously the other person wants to too.
Obviously, yes. But it's all, it's not in the stars as in like, this is never going to happen. No, it's all very attainable to a point when you get up to a certain standard of like being a great musician, songwriter, singer, and you've got these skills. Plus, like we talked about before, knowing the people. It's all just then a matter of time and appropriacy of content. As if they want to make a feature with somebody and they're like, oh, we want to do somebody like, you know, a Swiss artist, boom, SIBUNA, there we go. Easy.
Yeah. I'm probably missing on one person that I'd be like, yes, that person I'd collab with, but
you've got more. That's honestly better.
I've got more than one.
That's honestly better. Yeah. All right. If we get to the show question, I should have a drum roll for this show question. How did you get into music from the start, and why are you still in it? Why do you love what you do?
Okay. How did I get into music? I started with the recorder. And very quickly quit.
It's one of those things that you do when you're young, yes.
It was so boring. I don't know. And then, you know, in our school, we had these like one day in a year where all of the music teachers would come in and just show their instrument, I guess, and what you can do with the instrument. And you could try it out. And there was a guitar. I was too young. How can you, sorry, but how can you be too young for a guitar?
No. It's okay, you're too young for tuba because you can't lift the thing. That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. But yeah, a lot of people in a lot of like music schools and in general teachers say like, oh, you're too young for this instrument or that instrument.
Yeah. Well, I waited, and at some point I was old enough, and then I played guitar. And I think at that point I was probably like 10, 11, I don't even know. That's also when I started uploading covers on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And then very quickly also on YouTube. And then I think after like 3 years of being in guitar school, lessons, whatever, I stopped or quit because I wanted to learn how to do chords, right? And not just note by note.
Not classical guitar, yeah.
And the teacher, I don't remember if they didn't want to or just couldn't, I don't know, but
they don't
I wanted
usually
to
like to in this situation. I've been there too. Most people don't like, not like me, but like I've been in the situation where this has happened with other people. They just don't like doing the non-classical route. It's like this is you just gonna learn classical guitar. That's it. I'm not here to teach you pop guitar, which is fair to a point, but it's a shame because then you got to learn on your own.
Yeah. Well, I did that then, and ever since then I have just been learning myself how to do those chords. Yeah, that's like instrument music wise. I started singing, with the covers too. And then when I was in the last year of high school, we had to do this project where I then said, hey, I'll write a song, maybe make a music video too with it or something. And I did that, and that was Stay.
Your first release song.
Well, I don't think,
was it the first release?
Releasing wise on Spotify, I think it's not the first one.
What's the first thing? Can't Escape? No.
I think Can't Escape is first. And then probably even Fear and Lonely after that. I'm not sure.
But Stay is the first one you wrote.
It's definitely the first one I wrote, and I also published a version back then, but I took it off because it sounds horrible.
I think we've all done that.
Yeah, it's the only one, funnily enough, that I've taken off.
Oh, okay.
And then reproduced and put back on.
Yeah.
But all the other ones, I haven't had the cringe yet to take them off.
To take them off.
Yeah, and that's with that project. I think that's when I really started to find music and songwriting, and that's when it's the ball started rolling.
Yeah. You got it all the way here. Okay, and so that's basically. And why do you love music? What's your drive to enjoy it?
I just love music. I'm the kind of person that constantly has a tune in her head, and it's not just like the 2024 hits kind of, or the TikTok, whatever it is on there. I jump from some child theme of a show to, again, the Beatles, to some rock, to whatever, to really old songs, and people have called me their radio,
Yeah, because you just shuffle. You're on shuffle all the time.
I'm on shuffle the whole time. I think I have more lyrics saved in my brain than knowledge.
That's expected as a musician. That's not so super surprising.
Yeah. Why do I think it's also me being a huge fan. Like, I love going to shows. I love, being a fan of an artist and waiting for their release. And I think by being such a big fan of music, I also know what a fan would want, maybe.
That's actually, that's a very good point. Because if you're such a fan as such of not only the music, the artist, and the whole thing around it, and you are also one of those people, so people can be then your fans. So yeah, you know exactly what they want in that situation. That's actually a very good place to be.
Yeah. And I think it's wait, now I lost my thread.
It's your thread. I'm sorry if I jumped in there.
No, don't you worry. Wait. I'm getting, my brain is connecting back
Rebooting.
to what was the question?
Why do you love music?
Why do I love music? Right. Yeah, and I also love music because, or why I think I haven't no, I think why I love music, because the drive that I have and that I'm not losing, because I'm not constantly doing music, as in I'm not constantly writing songs, and like I'm not not to, like, it's not negative at all, but like I'm not in a music school right now or doing a music master's, whatever. I think I think I would get annoyed by music maybe, because I do it the whole day and then also need to write. I don't know. Because I know you know, are kind of in that.
I'm at BIM University doing music every day, all day, constantly studio time, constantly songwriting sessions, mixing sessions, producing sessions, my own stuff, other people's projects, produce for a band, for an artist, all that stuff. I'm just so overly driven that I would be so bored if I wasn't doing it. But that's just me personally. I think it's different for everybody. Like, no, genuinely, if I wasn't here, I'd be so bored out of my mind. I need to constantly be doing something.
True. And I think there's also where my general day is not just music. It's also, I game a lot. I obviously also moderate Discords. I work as an IT and media specialist doing Google search engine optimization and
so
Google stuff.
You got actual work.
And that's why I think I just have this constant music, because there's no too much, I think. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, what's coming up next? We said there's a waterfall release, right? So the EP is going to be releasing more songs, should be out. The whole thing should be out by
this year. End of this year. Yeah.
Shows you did last year, didn't you? So this year's your releasing year?
Yes. So I always, right before the new year, I always ask myself, is this going to be a releasing year or a live show year? If it would have been a live show year, I would have had to send out hundreds of emails to all of the festivals and shows in like October. Something not a lot, or I think not a lot of people know. If you want to go do festivals, write the emails like in August, September, October.
Yes. 100%.
Don't try 1 month before the festival.
And they're not going to start you in.
They ain't gonna do that. Big festivals probably already like plan their new acts a week later, a week after the festival's done.
The week's done, they start again.
Yeah. But because this year, I want to finish the EP, I want to release that. It's a releasing year. So I won't be doing a lot of shows. They're going to be more spontaneous. Like if, a festival or whatever texts me and wants me to play and I have time, I'll definitely do it. The only show that is not confirmed yet, but definitely will be confirmed, is I will actually be the pre-act for Lisa Oribazi.
Ooh,
so
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
it's gonna be in Switzerland, and
cool.
It's gonna be cool because we're gonna sing "Learn to Fly" together.
Obviously,
live.
yes, I would expect, as they wrote it together. That's gonna be so cool.
That's gonna be epic.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's nice. All right.
Yeah, releasing definitely, and I think this year is also another more connecting year for me to connect with the Swiss music industry even more. I plan to go to industry events. I also plan to do a lot of sessions this year. I think about 5 to 6. That doesn't sound like a lot, but to me it does.
It's a lot, especially if you travel for the sessions. I mean, I know that you said that you're doing a session. I mean, okay, you're doing a session in Berlin. You're going to be doing a session in, where was it?
Portugal. Yes.
That's,
Yeah. I'm very excited because, I've always, or 99% of my songs have been me in my room or in my bed or on my couch on a call with someone somewhere in the world.
Yeah.
So being in a room with people for multiple days, maybe even to make a song will be very scary. But I'm excited because
It's going to be a new experience, definitely.
Yeah. I'm going to learn a lot. That's...
Yeah.
For now,
For now, that's
I never
the
know.
plan.
I talked to Nemo about, me maybe being pre-act for a few of the Europe tour shows.
That would be
We never
awesome.
know.
Fingers crossed for that one. Hope that works out.
Yeah, things just happen, and I am excited for them to fall into my lap. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah. But yeah, 100%. Like I said, fingers crossed. Hope that works. All of this stuff all ends well. I can't wait for our session. Obviously, the Berlin session was with me. So I can't wait for that. I can't wait to meet you again. And obviously, I hope your other sessions go really well as well. And thank you for being on the show today. Of course, I will put all your socials. It's SIBUNA Music everywhere in the description. People can find you under SIBUNA Music pretty much everywhere. Am I correct?
Well, SIBUNA Music on Instagram and all the socials, but on the streaming,
it's just SIBUNA.
Yes.
Nice. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
it was
for
such a
doing
pleasure.
this.
I had so much fun. Hopefully, maybe we can do this again, maybe in person while we're.
I would love to do that, actually.
That'd be really cool.
That would be really cool. We can do a part 2 update.
Oh yeah, I'd love that.
Nice. Okay, amazing. Thank you guys for watching this episode of SIBUNA. Be sure to check out all the other content as well. Be sure to check out her Instagram. Be sure to check out her music. And stay tuned for more Musicians Anonymous.